Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into real-life stories that will leave you questioning what you would do in these situations. Today, we've got a touching and controversial story straight from Reddit. So, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright, here's the story. My wife, 26F, and I, 27M, have been married for 2 years and together for 5. We are child-free. Ever since I got my first major job at 21, I've been contributing 15% of my paycheck to a savings account. Why, you ask? Because I wanted to save enough money to get a really nice functional prosthetic leg for my sister, who's an amputee and lost her leg when she was 16. She had been using wheelchairs, crutches, and a cosmetic leg. When my wife, then girlfriend, and I were serious about marriage, I told her that I had been contributing 15% of my paycheck to the savings account and that I would always do it for the rest of my life. She told me she had no issues with it, and I was really happy about that. I proposed shortly after, and we then got married. By last year, I had saved up enough money to buy the Autobox C-Leg 4 microprocessor knee and also had money for the physical therapy appointments. Basically, I didn't want my sister to spend a dime. I let my sister know, and she felt extremely guilty about me spending this much money, but I insisted on it. And to say that was money well spent is an understatement. My sister is now very comfortable walking, biking, dancing, and even goes on hikes. It just makes me so happy. She's thanked me countless times over the past few months and even cried many times. It's the least I could do. I've always felt guilty that my sister lost her leg and not me. However, my wife has an issue with me still contributing to the savings account even after buying my sister the prosthetic leg. I've reminded her multiple times that I would contribute to this account forever, as long as I'm getting a paycheck. The parts might need replacement every few years, or even the entire prosthetic knee. Me contributing to the savings account isn't affecting the quality of our life. Last night, my wife brought up the issue again, saying my sister was taking me for granted. When she said that, I lost my cool and called her extremely selfish and pathetic, then went and slept on the couch to cool myself down. I'd never called my wife selfish, and I felt guilty about it this morning. When I woke my wife up, she started crying and apologized for what she said last night. I too apologized for calling her selfish. Was I the asshole for calling my wife selfish? I really need an outside opinion because this situation is very close to my heart, and I want to make sure I'm not overreacting. Let's see what some people are saying. One person commented, "NTA and leave the post up. If your kid walks sooner than hers, are you allowed to share the information? If your kid turns out to be really good at math but hers isn't, does that mean you can't celebrate them? Each child deserves to be treated as their own person and celebrated. Each parent as well. Look, I understand jealousy. I dealt with infertility and was fortunate that IVF worked for us. But that was a hard path. The year I got pregnant, so did 2 other women and 1 man's wife. In an office of 9 people? I got to hear every day about people's gender reveals, about how the man and his wife got pregnant the first month they tried, finding the perfect nursery furniture, etc. But I ended up high risk, on 5 weeks of bed rest, and bled for 20 weeks throughout my pregnancy. I didn't dare do any of the things. I didn't trust that I was going to make it in the end. He's 8 now. Was I jealous? Yes. Did I want their experiences? Yes. Of course. I wanted the carefree excitement. But what I didn't do was rain on their parade or demand they not talk around me. You deserve to experience and enjoy each thing that happens to you. Just as she does. And yes, it can be hard at times. Sounds like her child may be special needs, and that is a hard path. But that doesn't discount any of your hard moments or good moments. Another person added, "NTA. So somehow it's your fault the hospital and birthing center you gave birth at has a relationship with a charitable organization that provides baby boxes for new mothers? And, by posting about this gift and letting people know about this organization, their good works and how much you appreciated the baby box, you are somehow rubbing it in your stepsister's face. Send your stepsister a wheelbarrow, it will help her carry around the chip on her shoulder. She's ridiculous, and so is her mother. And here's another thought. NTA. Tell your dumbass stepsister to vote better or start an organization of her own. It's not hard to convince people to donate money and necessities to this sort of thing. That said, for the sake of your stepsister's kid, she needs to contact her local county's Department of Human Services ASAP if she wants to get services and help with her baby. Depending on the state, she can get benefits like respite care, additional therapies, subsidized health care, and parent pay. She'd be paid to take care of her own kid, not a lot, but some to help. If your sister wasn't such a toxic person, I'd help walk her through some of these steps personally. But if you can DM me just the state and county and diagnosis, if you're comfortable with that, I can write up a 1 or 2 page document that outlines some of the steps and expectations for the whole process with the specifics of staff she should be talking to, departments she needs to talk to, phone numbers, necessary paperwork, relevant charities/orgs, etc. I don't need names, cities, or anything else, nor do I want it. Just state, county, diagnosis, and I probably don't even need that third one. So, what do you think? Am I overreacting, or is my stepsister being unreasonable? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. I can't wait to read your thoughts and judgments. Until next time, stay awesome. Recently, my girlfriend, 23F, and I, 24M, took a big step in our relationship. We moved into a new place together. Everything about our new living situation has been fantastic. We've enjoyed decorating our cozy 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom studio apartment, cooking meals together, and sharing our daily routines. However, a rather unexpected issue has sparked a heated debate between us. A few days ago, as I was getting ready for bed, my girlfriend pulled me aside for a conversation. She seemed a bit nervous, so I knew she had something important to say. She told me that she wanted me to stop peeing standing up. I was taken aback and asked her to explain why. She said it was gross and she didn't want to be stepping all over my waist when she used the bathroom. Now, I completely understand and sympathize with women who have to deal with men who are careless in the bathroom. It's a common complaint, and I get that it's frustrating. But here's the thing, I'm not one of those guys. I'm meticulous about cleanliness. I make sure no urine gets on the seat, floor, or anywhere near it. There's no lingering smell in the bathroom, and I always leave the lid down to flush for hygiene reasons. I explained all of this to her, hoping she would understand. I assured her that I'm very careful and respectful of our shared space. However, she refused to listen and insisted that she didn't want me peeing standing up. She repeated multiple times that it was gross and that it made her uncomfortable. I started to feel frustrated. This is my home too, and we're splitting the rent. I believe I have every right to pee standing up in my own home, especially since I'm being considerate and hygienic about it. I told her I thought her request was unreasonable and ridiculous. The argument escalated, and we both ended up feeling hurt and misunderstood. I tried to see things from her perspective, but I couldn't shake the feeling that this request was an overreach into my personal habits. I didn't understand why she was so adamant about this when there was no mess or hygiene issue involved. Since then, there's been a bit of tension between us. I feel like my autonomy is being challenged, and she feels like her comfort is being disregarded. We haven't found a middle ground yet, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm being stubborn or if she's being too controlling. One person said, "Yo, I've been through this. My girlfriend asked me to start sitting when I pee and I accommodated. The nuts she lets me bust in her are more important to me than standing when I pee. Just sit down, bro." Another person commented. I had a different opinion about this until I heard a guy who did a lot of time in prison talk about it. When you pee standing up and it hits the water, it kicks up a certain amount of piss mist. Small droplets that bounce out. It doesn't matter how good your aim is or if you wipe the rim after or whatever. It is simply put, less hygienic than sitting down. That really matters when you are in a small concrete cell 24/7 with another adult. A small apartment like yours is more analogous to that cell than you might realize. Have your opinion and preferences, but pick your battles. Is it worth your Sully wanting to hurt you because you are stubborn? Is it worth your girl feeling gross and upset, or should you just sit down when you're home and stand when you're away? I know which I would pick. Another person said, regarding the stuff you left out for your procedure, I don't really know how he wouldn't connect the dots that those things he left out were for today. Your clothing was folded, why put it in the dirty laundry? Why throw away the snack and not just put it away? He really thought that those meds were for last night and not the procedure today? And why go home and clean, of all things? He complains about how you react to a medical procedure on your body for a medical procedure he specifically wanted you to do. He's definitely TA. What do you think? Am I being unreasonable, or is my girlfriend's request too controlling? Share your thoughts and judgment in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.